Are you ready for anything? If a major disaster struck, would you be prepared? We've all seen those apocalyptic movie scenes where people rush to stores, fighting over supplies. Would you be one of them if that happened today? Recent history shows us how quickly grocery shelves can empty, turning innocent customers into aggressive looters. After the food chain is disrupted, basic staples can face astronomical price increases. Even though we've been through it during the COVID-19 outbreak, many believe we're far from experiencing anything like this again. But they should think twice. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 15 essential items you need to have on hand when disaster strikes.
Flares and smoke signals, your lifeline to the outside world. Out in the wild, signaling is everything. If you're injured or stranded, it's your lifeline to the outside world. The same goes for when disaster strikes your town or city. A brightly burning flare can be seen for miles, even in broad daylight. Smoke signals are great for low visibility situations like dust storms or heavy fog. Don't wait until it's too late. Grab yourself a pack of flares and smoke flares and learn how to use them properly. Trust me, having these on hand could be the difference between being found and being forgotten. Lighters, fire up your survival instincts. Fire is the cornerstone of survival. It provides warmth, cooks your food, and purifies water. A simple lighter can be your most valuable tool. Reliable, waterproof lighters are essential. Fire provides psychological comfort. A flickering flame brings calm and security.
Maps, navigating the uncharted territory. In the wilderness, getting lost can be deadly. But you know what's even scarier? Getting lost in your own city after a disaster. Power outages, road closures, and debris can turn familiar streets into a labyrinth. That's where a good old-fashioned map comes in handy. Study your map, familiarize yourself with escape routes, and mark important locations like hospitals, police stations, and potential shelters. Knowledge is power, and knowing your way around could be the difference between finding safety and being stranded.
Let me tell you, out in the wild, you learn to make do with what you've got. And that's where Superglue comes in. This stuff is like the duct tape of the wilderness, except it's 100 times stronger. In a disaster scenario, Superglue can be a lifesaver, literally. You can use it to repair torn tents, patch up leaky water bottles, or even close up minor cuts and scrapes. I always make sure to have a few tubes of Superglue stashed in my pack because you never know when you're going to need to improvise a solution. It's one of those items you don't realize you need until you desperately need it.
In the vast wilderness, sometimes your voice just isn't enough. You need something that can cut through the wind, the rain, and the noise of the elements. You need a whistle. A whistle is a small, lightweight tool that packs a powerful punch. 3 sharp blasts is the universal signal for distress. In a disaster situation, a whistle can be your lifeline to rescue. So, make sure you've got a whistle on your person at all times, attached to your keychain, backpack, or even your belt loop.
Now you might be thinking, Ziploc bags? Seriously? But trust me on this one. These little guys are a survivalist's secret weapon. They're lightweight, waterproof, and incredibly versatile. In a disaster, you'll need a way to keep your important documents, electronics, and other essentials dry and protected from the elements. Ziploc bags to the rescue. You can use them to store maps, first aid supplies, fire starters, even a small supply of food or water purification tablets. They're also great for keeping your phone and other electronics safe from moisture and dust.
Fire extinguisher, your first line of defense against disaster. Out here in the wild, fire is often our friend. But in a disaster situation, it can quickly become your worst enemy. A small fire can spread like wildfire, putting your life and the lives of others at risk. That's why having a fire extinguisher on hand is absolutely crucial. Remember the acronym PASS. Pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle, and sweep from side to side. It's your first line of defense against a potentially catastrophic situation.
Hand crank radio, stay informed when the world goes silent. In the wilderness, silence can be deafening. But even in the concrete jungle, silence can be just as unsettling, especially during a disaster. When the power goes out and the airwaves go dead, a hand crank radio can be your lifeline to the outside world. Just a few cranks of the handle will power it up, allowing you to tune into emergency broadcasts, weather reports, and vital information from authorities. Knowing what's going on around you can help you make informed decisions about your safety and the safety of your loved ones.
Non-perishable food, fueling your body when disaster strikes. In the wild, you learn to respect the power of food. It's your fuel, your energy, your very sustenance. And in a disaster situation, having a reliable supply of non-perishable food can mean the difference between staying strong and succumbing to hunger. Think canned goods like tuna, beans, and vegetables, as well as protein bars, dried fruit, and nuts. Having a variety of foods on hand will not only provide you with essential nutrients, but also help keep your morale up. Remember, aim for at least a 3-day supply of food per person, and don't forget to include a manual can opener.
Now you might be thinking, a wrench? What's so special about that? This unassuming tool can be a lifesaver in a disaster. It can turn off gas lines, shut off water valves, and make minor repairs. In an earthquake or gas leak, having a wrench could prevent a dangerous situation. Keep different sizes in your emergency kit. It's worth its weight in gold when disaster strikes.
Now I know what you're thinking, Cork. That's for home improvement, not survival. And you're right, it is. But in a disaster situation, a simple tube of cork can be surprisingly useful. Cork is designed to seal cracks and gaps, preventing air and water from seeping through. In the event of a storm, a flood, or even a chemical spill, cork can be used to seal windows, doors, and vents, protecting your home and family from the elements and harmful contaminants. You can also use cork to repair damaged roofs, patch up holes in walls, and even create makeshift water barriers. It's one of those items that's inexpensive, easy to store, and surprisingly versatile in an emergency.
When disaster strikes, you need to be prepared to fortify your shelter and protect your loved ones. That's where a hammer, nails, and plywood come in. These essential tools and materials can be used to board up windows, reinforce doors, and even create temporary shelters. A sturdy hammer is a must-have for any emergency kit. Nails are essential for securing plywood and other materials. Plywood is a versatile building material that can be used for a variety of purposes in a disaster. Choose plywood that's at least ½ inch thick for maximum strength and durability.
Seeds for gardening and solar chargers. Sustainable living after disaster. When disaster strikes and the power grid goes down, you need to be prepared to be self-sufficient. Seeds are a compact and portable way to store the potential for fresh food. Choose a variety of seeds that are well suited to your climate and soil type, including vegetables, fruits, and herbs. Solar chargers harness the power of the sun to provide a renewable source of energy. Invest in a high-quality solar charger that can power your essential electronics, such as your phone, radio, and flashlight. Learning basic gardening skills and understanding how to use solar power can empower you to take control of your own survival.
Mylar blankets, the lightweight lifesaver for warmth and signaling. When the temperature drops and the elements are against you, staying warm can be a matter of life and death. Mylar blankets are made from a thin, reflective material that helps trap heat and prevent hypothermia. They're incredibly effective at reflecting body heat back to you, keeping you warm in even the coldest conditions. In addition to providing warmth, Mylar blankets can also be used for signaling. The bright reflective surface can be seen from a distance, making it easier for rescuers to locate you. They're lightweight, inexpensive, and could save your life in a survival situation.
Toilet paper, the unspoken essential for any disaster. In a disaster situation, basic sanitation can go out the window, literally. And when that happens, you'll be grateful you stocked up on toilet paper. Forget about the fancy quilted brands. In a survival scenario, any toilet paper is better than no toilet paper. Stock up on a few extra rolls or even a pack or two, and store them in a waterproof container. It's the little things that make a big difference in a disaster situation.
So there you have it, folks. 15 essential items that could make all the difference when disaster strikes. Remember, it's not about living in fear, it's about being prepared. Don't wait until it's too late. Start preparing now to ensure you and your loved ones are ready for any disaster that may come your way. Start small, build your kit gradually, And most importantly, learn how to use everything in it. Stay prepared, stay safe.